And the Dayton Unit NAACP, actually, our client came to our office to file a complaint with our office in reference to being called the N-word at H&L Market on Gettysburg Avenue. So the client, which is Daryl Williams, I keep saying Daryl Williams, filed a complaint with our office. Spoke to one of our investigators, and so over the course of the past month or so, they have been actually protesting at the store, calling for economic withdrawal support of their business for this heinous act. The owner of the business, we had an opportunity to speak to the owner of the business, talk to our client, and as a result has entered into a settlement agreement, for a list of 5 items that we're looking for takeaways. One that we're looking for actually today. Number 1, this is what we are agreeing upon in terms of deliverables that will be a fit for our client as well as the owner of the store. So today we're looking for a public apology to the community by the owner. Number 2, we're going to have training for the staff on cultural competency, customer service and engagement with the customer to really understand that we're all in this together. Him as a minority owner of a business, we are minorities as African Americans. We're all in this together. We need to coexist together on common ground. Number 3, donations to the Wesley Community Center and the Dakota Center, especially during Christmas and Thanksgiving, and also during back to school activities in the month of August. Number 4, for them to actually do some community outreach, to hear from the people within the community about what they would like to see in their store over a 2-mile radius. I think that's very important. They have been in business in Dayton for a very long time. And at the end of the day, as we know, Kroger's closed its operation down there on Gettysburg, the upper part of Gettysburg. Estrich is now working on, looks like, some limited hours over on Hoover Avenue. So now we have H&L Market. But as NAACP, we want to make certain that we're protecting the civil and human rights of all Americans. So that's what I mean by we need to coexist together in reference to understanding the needs of the customer, and for the customers also to understand the kind of service that the actual owner of a business would like to have inside of that particular operation. But it needs to be a joint thing. And then also having a published and posted return policy, because really that's what brought us here today. In pictures of all managers that are visible to the public. So what in fact brought us here today really could have been something that could have been easily resolved. It was a situation whereas our client actually purchased some product at the store. The product they determined once they arrived at their home was not of good quality. They then returned to the store within 20 minutes. And the individual lady who waited on him stated that, yes, I remember you came here about 20 minutes ago, and all he was trying to do, so she asked if he had his receipt. He said yes, he has his receipt, showed him the receipt, showed him the product, and all they wanted was his money back. But then it escalated into something more once the manager actually arrived on site, or who they thought was the manager. That person has since been terminated. So we are appreciative of the owner of actually terminating the employment of that particular individual. And but these are the deliverables that we would like to see forthcoming. And we will continue to monitor this situation as time goes by. So with that, I want to hear from the owner.
The tornado and everything like that. I think we should pull together as a community. First of all, I want to say this was not a witch hunt at all. This was nothing personal. This is what happened. I think we come too far as a community and as black people to have that N-word resurface without without saying anything about it. I just think it cannot be blatantly used in public, especially where you use you spend and use your dollar at. The owner of the store was portrayed by someone else, but that's all we had because they told us we was the owner. After they told us that Ron was the owner, we were able to talk after a while, and this is how we coming to a conclusion now. So I appreciate NAACP and I appreciate H&L getting together today and kind of putting a period to this sentence because I think it's something sad and it shouldn't happen. And I really do think in the future we will not hear this out of at least H&L anymore. And hopefully nowhere through the community. And we should stick together as a whole.
Try as loud as you can. He lost his voice. So.
Okay.
Go ahead. That's all right. Try.
First of all, I'm sorry. I lost my voice. And I'm trying to explain the things as much I can. And I can get my lawyer to finish if you can.
It's okay with you guys. Can I speak on his
Yes.
behalf?
Yes.
He lost his
Yes.
voice. So on behalf of H&L and Ron, the owner, Rafet, we want to apologize not just to you, Daryl, but the whole community for what happened at our store. It's unacceptable. It should have never happened. It should have been resolved within minutes. Had we had known that day, that man would have been fired on the spot. We are really deeply sorry for what happened. That word does not belong anywhere in the H&L stores or anywhere in our community.
Thank you.
As minorities ourselves, we know what it feels like to be discriminated against. So I hope you will accept our apology, that this is a first step towards healing, and we look forward to working with you to move in a new direction, because H&L has been part of this community for over 70 years now. Right? We have workers here who've worked for 30 years at the store. So I hope that this can bring us all together now, because we should not be tearing ourselves apart as people of color, and we should be working together to move in a new direction. Once again, to the entire community, we want to apologize for that word ever being used in our market. Thank you, sir. Thank you to the NAACP, and thank you to all folks who are involved. We appreciate all your help. Thank you very much.
So as you have heard from our complainant, as well as the owner of the store and his attorney, we are putting a period to this particular situation. We do want to take this opportunity to, because businesses understand economic withdrawal support. Every business in America understands that, and that's what the NAACP does, is withdraw economic support in situations like this. But we're glad that decisive action was taken to terminate the employment of the employee who made those particular comments using the N-word. But also you need foot soldiers, to actually come about and show support, in terms of withdrawing economic support, such as Donald Dominic and his group, who had been stood with this family from day one. And we appreciate the part that he played, in terms of his advocacy work that he has shown and exemplified during his time with the family. So with that, we're open for questions, and we can go from there.
I'm trying to think of anything. You guys kind of gave me the lowdown of the story a little bit and everything. Obviously, this is wrapping up and stuff right now. Like this is it. It's over with. I'm just kind of curious. I guess how does it feel? This has been going on for, you said, about a month or so. Mm-hmm. I think. How does it feel to kind of finally be this? Hopefully, be all over now. Like this is, you guys are moving on. Everything's kind of just pushed to the end now, and hopefully everything kind of gets better.
Well, for me, this was a journey. It was an eye opener. It was a learning experience. Like I said, with the support that we received from all those that you see standing behind us, they came on their own without being asked. It invoked a sense of pride in kids that came up to us. It's just been a learning experience, but even with it being hard, it was good. Like we said, it was never just a witch hunt. It was never at a culture or a people or anything. It was just standing on that word that it's not acceptable. And so that's what I feel like out of all of it. We got solidarity, we got unity. The kids is feeling better, so it was a good thing, I think.
I can't think of any other questions. Does anybody else have anything to say, or?
I think to us, this is the start of the journey, you know, because for you, it's the end of a journey, but to us, I think these steps that we're gonna be doing, hopefully will take us in a new direction, not just for H&L, but hopefully other markets in the neighborhood. Cause it's about time that, you know, we all come together to serve this community in a better way.
And to do better.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And you know, there are about you know, talking with you know, the owner's attorney, you know, there are almost, or it's close to 130 businesses that are owned by Arab families inside of the community. And you know, there's been other complaints that has come to our office regarding some similar things like this, but and that's something that we're going to continue to work on together down the road. But we want to make certain that we took care of this situation first. I'm glad that we were able to kind of work with both parties, our client as well as the owner of the store, to come to some kind of conclusion. You know, in terms of the marching and the protesting in front of their store, we're shutting that down as of today. As you just heard, the client said we're putting a period in that. So that is over effective immediately as of today. But we will continue to monitor and ensure that the steps that we put in place in terms of the training, you know, the you know, donations to 2 major African American centers inside of our community, as well as the community outreach, working with you know, the owner and you know, saying, hey, let's reach out to this particular community to see what the individuals in the community want out of our store. We've been here for a while, you know, and how are we going to coexist together to make it very beneficial to all parties involved? So we are looking forward to, especially the return policy, because that is a critical issue that we have heard about over over the past few years that we just have not had an opportunity to address. But this particular situation has brought light to that. Now we have an opportunity to put a name and a face, you know, in reference to who represents a lot of these stores, and we'll have an opportunity to enter into negotiations regarding the return policy at these stores, and we'll move forward. We appreciate them bringing their service to our community, because it's very much needed. You know, we are on the verge, as we hear every day, about a food desert. You know, we cannot continue to have all stores leave the Dayton area. So we want to make certain that that our citizens, the citizens who live in the Dayton area, have an opportunity to go get fresh produce, to go get fresh food, to go get fresh meat, to go get canned goods, you know, and other items that they need every day inside of their homes, toilet tissue, accessories, and all those kinds of things. You know, but we got to make certain we're doing it together and appropriately. So with that, that kind of wraps up this this press conference.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. That should shake hands. Yeah.